We're live. So, guys, bad news. Nigel broke his ass, so he can't sit down anymore.
Oh, that's.
So,
I got a standing desk.
I have a standing
got a
desk.
standing desk. Look at this. Look at this.
He's
now,
actually.
And now you
Oh,
see a
you're lowering
POV.
it.
And now you see a
Show us-
POV of
show us
Kalina
your-
when she upsets Nigel.
That's Kalina. That's Kalina once a year when she has to go down on Nigel. Like. All right. Welcome to the GMCT podcast, season 2, episode 2, / episode 14. Am I correct on that?
Yes, I would say
Yeah.
so until I'm proven
That
wrong.
should roughly be correct. I just thought of something else. I can go on a little rant here as well.
Okay.
How you guys been doing this week? What have you guys been up to? This month even? It's been a while. Yeah, it's episode 14. I just checked. So what have you been up to this month, Nigel? Apart from breaking your ass. How'd you break your ass, by the way?
I sat too long.
No, but
On a penis.
wait, seriously, you have hemorrhoids though, so.
Oh yeah, actually, you guys both have fucking hemorrhoids. You get better fucking assholes, to be honest, please. Like, come on. One day I went to this. We were just hanging out after class, and I had work, and I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go to your place. I'll chill there before work or whatever, so I didn't have to go home or anything." This guy goes into the toilet, and he just stays there. Like we get to his house, he goes to the toilet, and he's just shitting for like an hour and a half, and I don't see him before I go to work again. He's just shitting his fucking ring up. Like, what the fuck's that about?
I mean, that's the life of a chronic
Hemorrhoidian.
constipation.
Is
Hemorrhoidian.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have like kind of a condition, or it's
No.
like
I think I had it for a while, but like I didn't realize until like one time where I just.
They don't know what hemorrhoids is in Syria. You can only get hemorrhoids if you're gay in Syria. That's what they say.
oh my fucking
That's what the Quran actually says that.
no.
No, when you're
Jesus.
Gay, when you're gay in Syria, you can just get like ISIS. That's what happens to you. But yeah, it's it hurts.
Yeah.
One time it just hurts, and the shit just didn't want to come out of my ass, so I had to go handheld for that bitch.
Handheld. No, seriously, what have you been up to this month? What have you been up to?
Same old thing. Just been working on.
Cool. I had some couple of cool.
I did a shitty D grade cover of Satisfaction.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, for your minor?
Yeah, I didn't play it yet for my teacher. But
All right, let's hear it after the pod then, and you can put it.
Wait, what are you even doing for your minor? Like, what is your final goal?
I'm doing an album, an anal bum.
Cool.
So it's just music. That's it.
Yeah.
Mucus.
That's not CMGT related.
That is.
I mean, it's just music.
Yeah, but that's.
Go to music school.
Are you dissing Ruben?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Nigel. Are you dissing Ruben?
Who makes music in Saxion except for you, dude? Like a student.
There's a good few people actually.
Is there?
I can think of around 10 that do audio. So.
Well,
Yeah,
audio is
Okay,
different
only you,
from
Mom.
music.
Shut your fucking whore mouth, Nigel.
Hey, I take it back. I didn't know.
I had a pretty cool month. My first game got released that I worked on professionally, so that's pretty cool.
Boo.
What was it? What's the game called?
Stubbs a zombie in Rebel without a pulse is what it's called.
That was a shitty game.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I
What are you working on? Oh, what are you working on? Like fucking, I can drive a race car fast? Nice.
I'm sorry. No, your game looks pretty cool.
Another cool thing, I'm not working on it, but my company got announced as being the new developer of Surviving Mars, which is from a Bulgarian studio, Nigel.
Hey, MM1 Games, let's go.
So we've taken over development from them on new content and DLC, so that's pretty dope. What else did I do this month? Oh yeah, it's kind of died, but I think the picture that I sent to Mom, if you can get it up in GMCT channel, is better.
You sent it to me on Snapchat, so I can't.
No, I sent it in the channel as well, right?
Did you?
Maybe I didn't. Let me grab it. Hang on, one second.
We sent it on Instagram on your story.
Oh yeah, that's where you saw it.
You sent it with a very cringy caption. Oh, I did a thing.
I did do a thing today.
I did a thing today.
I did.
Shut your-
I did.
Ron did a thing today. He put a little picture on your hair.
I did it for my cock.
Remember NSYNC?
I also got fucking some beard oil today.
You got
So
your
what?
beard today?
Some beard oil.
Oh,
Beard oil.
Yeah. It's like it keeps it nice and moist
okay.
and
Ew.
promotes growth.
It will still
Oh, okay.
not make your beard grow. Just saying that.
Yeah, but it actually feels like a lot nicer today. So
It's still
Soft? Does it feel soft?
You'll always still have a shit
Yeah.
beard. Just saying.
you'll always have a shit life. Sorry to tell you.
I mean, I'll take a shit live with a full beard.
Whoa.
That's a sad outlook.
Do you have some new headphones, Rob?
No. Well, I've had these since I moved to Eindhoven. I've had these. Got these like 2 days
Oh,
before I
okay.
came.
Okay, I didn't notice.
You know the stream is gone now. Come on, right?
No, it's not gone.
Damn it, Mom.
So fucking unprofessional. Oh my god.
I'm just gonna keep it.
You know you can just drag things into OBS, right? And then
Well, if you add an image, but that will fuck up the stream.
sure.
I'm just gonna keep it like this.
Please don't. Like, you guys see, it's blonde now. I need to get it bleached again on Saturday because it's supposed to be kind of white, so it's a bit too yellow at the moment. Okay, you can switch it back now. Thanks.
Okay.
You can
Oh,
switch back now.
my mouse is broken for some reason.
Yeah. I don't want to stare at myself for the whole fucking podcast, right?
Damn, look at the beard here. Nice. Do you trim it? You have like some trimmers?
Do a little
Something?
trim. Just use the scissors. That's all.
Wait, do you know one of those weird rollers I've seen? They have like some small needles on it or whatever. You just
Heroin.
you go over it with the beard and
You
it's
just
like,
get it all up on your face, like, inject it right into your mouth. Alright, you can switch it back to our logo now, like fucking hell.
no, this is the logo.
This is the logo. Yeah, this is the new logo. I'm gonna have this as the channel art for the until the
Put
next
two
podcast.
Spotify ads on his eyes. And
Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's pretty much been my month. So, I'm going to do something kind of interesting today. Along with the recurring segment that we remembered to do, the first one ever we've actually remembered to do, which is the Hall of Fame, which is we're going to bookend the show with. We didn't have any ideas this week, to be honest.
nice.
What we're going to do is pitch our ideal video game that we want to make, and then we're each going to give it a score out of 10, and then the winner gets a blowjob off Nigel's girlfriend.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Fuck.
I joke. The winner actually gets a blowjob off Nigel himself. Because Nigel can't suck his own dick.
So,
You want to go first?
No. Well, shouldn't we like time lapse this somehow, like an edit in post?
I don't
You have to
Whoa.
pitch it on the spot.
pitch it on the spot.
Bro, how am I supposed to think of a whole game on the spot?
Well, you're trying to be a professional game developer, aren't you?
Oh, man.
Hmm.
No, you go first, Rob. You already have an idea.
I have a rough idea. All right. So, here we go. How long should we get each? Like 3 minutes?
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes? That's a lot of time. All right. So, when I was in high school, I was just a young boy 4 years ago.
Already hate it.
Shut the fuck up. Why does it say Irwin Cam in your top corner, by the way? Irwin Cam? Irwin.com?
Irwin, not Irwin.
Who's Irwin?
He's sponsoring the podcast.
Irwin's like Irwin's your real dad, you know? He's the donor.
Cool. So
Anyway.
your game.
Okay, so yeah, when I was in school, at least my favorite subject was history, right? And then when I got to high school, I really got interested in Irish history, especially when we were in war time. Not like World War II, we didn't take part in World War I. We had our own wars, basically. And I also really like Assassin's Creed because it explores times in history. You can kind of roam around or whatever. So, like, realistically, like, my game could just be an installment in the Assassin's Creed games. However, I wouldn't want it to be like the new Assassin's Creed games. I want it to be like the old ones. Assassin's Creed 2, basically. And Brotherhood, Revelations.
So before they added a lot of RPG stuff in it.
Before they ruined it. Yeah. Before they ruined it with boats, in my opinion. The downfall of the Assassin's Creed franchise is pirate ships.
What? You think Assassin's Creed 4
That is the shittest game. That is the shittest one. That's the worst one.
Oh, that's actually one of the best. Assassin's Creed 4 is one of the best.
Stupid. It's the worst. Assassin's Creed 4 is the worst Assassin's Creed game.
We had one of the best boat fighting mechanics.
Yeah, but that's not Assassin's Creed. That's fucking That's Pirates of the fucking Caribbean, right?
But it's history.
Pirates of the fucking Caribbean, all right?
So you play. So in your game, you play as a potato farmer.
Well, let me fucking explain to you what my game is, Nigel, and then we'll hear about whatever like how Sex and My Sister Simulator you're gonna make, right?
Okay, go ahead. Hey, you have time. Come on.
I do have time. Is anyone actually tracking how long I've been going for?
Well, you have 2 minutes. Yes.
2 minutes left. Or gone.
They're already gone.
Okay. So basically, my game would sort of take place in a 8-year period, right? So it could be multiple games. Basically, it's about the Irish. It starts with the Easter Rising 1916 in Ireland. You play as this sort of lowly guy he takes up arms in the Rising. In real life, the Rising was a failure. Everyone got arrested and sent to jail in Wales and England. So that's sort of the very initial tutorial, basic controls. The Rising is where you learn all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to prison in Wales. Now this is where a lot of the lowly kind of people, the lower people that didn't really have much sway, that's where they became the leaders actually of the rebellious movement while they were in prison. So your guy would sort of rise up in the ranks and become not a leader, but sort of like a very close associate of one of the leaders, probably Michael Collins, who's a real guy, who was like the leader of the army basically when we got back. So from there, we had a war of independence against the British. Michael Collins, this guy I mentioned, had this thing called the Collins Squad. It was him and 12 assassins. They would take out British soldiers. They would basically do his bidding for him. My idea would be you'd be a very high-ranking member of that squad. And then the gameplay would just be sort of third-person action, mostly with gunplay like pistols, but also hand-to-hand combat, kind of open world in Dublin. Dublin and then countryside, basically, in the 1920s.
It already sounds like Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
That's lovely. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, but it's just you change the story. That's it. But the mechanics are there. They're the same mechanics.
Cool.
The one that you're spewing out right now.
Well, I've never played that one, so.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a professional gamer. My bad.
No, I'm a professional game developer. Unlike some people in this channel, you know.
We're not aiming to be game developers, so yeah, you just roasted yourself.
Sure. Well, Nigel is. So.
Nigel is a game artist.
Same thing.
Game artist.
Well, I'm not a developer then either, right? I'm a producer. Sure.
You pretentious douchebag.
Anyway, so yeah, and it would basically just be like that kind of third-person action mix between Assassin's Creed, maybe Uncharted, etc., set in Ireland during the wars.
So it's going to be very story-driven. What's his love interest? What is his love interest? The country? Is that his love interest?
Oh yeah. No, maybe to add a little bit of intrigue, his love interest is an English girl.
Yo, let's go!
And it's like forbidden, and he's like trying to hide it from his boys in the army, you know?
You see this? This is money coming out.
And then eventually you have to make the choice to execute her or run away to England with her at the end.
Execute her, Jesus.
And if you don't execute her, I'll send my squad to your house. And yeah, that's kind of my pitch. I think the setting is like pretty perfect for a game. There's a ready-made like real history of the Collins Squad where you can slot in as a high-ranking associate were all, they're known, but they were fairly faithless in the grand scheme of history. That you can slot into really easily. And then there's like many historical events which you can draw from if it wasn't going to be open world, if it was more like Mafia 2, which I'm playing right now, where it just goes through the chapters kind of like, I think there's like 6 Sundays which have been branded Bloody Sunday in Ireland because of like murders that have gone, like mass murders. So like one interesting one could be one morning, the Collins Squad like assassinated 3 or 4 high-ranking British officials in Dublin. And that was the day of the All-Ireland football final, which is like the biggest sporting event in the country. The British that day got a tip-off that some of the Collins Squad were in the crowd. Now, it was highly likely they were in the crowd, but there was a crowd of like 30,000, 40,000 people, right? So big scenes. They drove onto the pitch, and they just started to shoot indiscriminately into the crowd, and they killed one player. So that would be like, it's a horrific day in Irish history, but would be an interesting place to put you, particularly as a member of the Collins Squad. So that's just one of many instances that I could think of, and Dublin would be a cool city to look at as well, because back in the day, even more so, like it was really close to countryside, and the war was really famous for like guerrilla warfare tactics. So British people, and then British soldiers, they would sort of rush down. So that would make it a bit more realistic to be, a lot of games are like this one-man army. It wasn't quite that extreme, but here it's more realistic because it would have been, 30, 40 British soldiers versus maybe 8 to 15 Irish soldiers, right? So it makes it a bit more realistic if you're sort of storming a base on your own or with limited numbers as well. Yeah, it's a game that I want to make eventually. I don't know what the market would be like because it's obviously a pretty niche part of history, but I would buy it and play it. So
the thing about this, okay, so should we start with the judgment part and review of the pitch?
Sure, yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, in terms of, I think this game has a very interesting story because it's an unexplored territory of Irish history that a lot of people are 100% unaware of, in my opinion. Because, for example, right now you just told a lot of big moments in Irish history, and I think this is super interesting. And we haven't seen this in the game world, and to explore that would be very interesting. However, I'm thinking, how are you going to manage those very like harsh topics and harsh scenes? How would people take it? I think, in my opinion, controversy sells. If you have controversial scenes like that, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where they did like a terrorist attack in the middle of Piccadilly, if you guys remember that scene. These are some very like key moments that makes you like, oh wow, that's.
I'm not sure that it would have to be managed per se, because like, what's it like? For example, Black Ops is during the Vietnam War. I think the first one or the second one. I'm not sure, or the new one. I don't know. One of them is taking place during the Vietnam War, and that's more recent than these events.
Yeah.
So maybe, and this is kind of fucked up, but it could be true, that controversy stems from America 100%, always. And maybe because there's white people in this game, they're going to be more outraged by it than Vietnam because they're Asian people. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting words in their mouth, but that's, as we've seen recently, that's happening in the US, a lot of violence towards Asian people.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a factor that there will be more controversy because it's white people, but I don't really see that as a risk overall, to be honest, to the project. Yeah. Like, let's say you would definitely get advisors in, I would say, about it. Like, okay, are we at risk here? And then, work with people to see what it would be. But, like, I think it's as much risky as it is any assassination or war game.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm not sure. I don't think that would be a factor.
Okay, so I'll give a quick review. In my opinion, because of the story, because I imagine the story is going to be very powerful, it's going to be like the key factor in selling this game.
Yep.
I think, but in terms of mechanics, it didn't really show anything new, in my opinion.
So that's a factor that I sort of live with all the time. I have no desire to create something new in my career. My desire is to do something that I think is good, the best. So I want to take something that works and just make it really, really good. Like, just make it like that is the best version of that thing. So, like, that is the best action adventure game with, those mechanics, right?
This is how you view your project.
Like, I don't really want, like, I'm not that pushed about saying, oh, I invented this brand new mechanic. I would rather have people say that was like a great game instead of like that innovated. Like, both are perfectly reasonable goals, right? That's just not my goal.
I'm gonna give this.
It doesn't remove the criticism. I just want to give you my justification.
Yeah. I think in terms of your pitch, I'm gonna give this a. I personally am biased towards story games and very cool atmospheres and historical events. I'm gonna give this a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I feel like the story could be very powerful about the little cool plot twist of his love interest is an English girl, but it will be very because the accents would be super different, right?
Yeah.
Like what if she kept it a series? She did like a very bad Irish accent.
Oh no.
Or something like that.
Well, there could be some hijinks there where she like pretends to be Irish or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
But I think yeah. Go ahead, Umam. Tell us your opinion.
as Nigel said, I like the story a lot. It's like something that we have not really seen. Maybe I don't know if there's movies or TV shows about it, but
There's movies about it, yeah, for sure. There's some really good movies about it. We should watch them sometime.
But I am not with the idea that it's an open world game, because if your goal is to tell that story really well, people will be lost, such as because like you cannot.
So I'm not in love with that idea of it being open world, by the way. Like I'm open to making it, like I mentioned, chapter, like semi-open world, like Mafia, where you have your chapters that you live in and the world is a bit different per chapter. So I'm not in love with the fully open world idea, by the way. Just
You can also do it the way that Mafia Definitive Edition does it. It's an open world game, but like you can't do anything there other than just go from A to B to continue the story.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Mafia 2 Definitive Edition is what I'm playing right now.
Yeah, because as much as I love the Assassin's Creed games, they're like probably my favorite series of video games, because like I grew up playing Prince of Persia, and then when that died, Assassin's Creed came in place of it, and I just played that a shit ton. The only thing that I hate about it is that it's open world, and it's a filled open world, because I've played Assassin's Creed Unity for like a year, but I only progress in the story like 10%.
I don't understand how you only progress 10%.
Because I started the game, and then like the killing missions, they always generate, even if you're like 100%.
Yeah, but you can just ignore them.
Well, I'm the top player who's like, okay, it's nearby me, let me just go.
Oh, that's on you then, to be honest. That's not on.
I'm a type of player that you also gonna maybe buy your game, so like that's my
Fair enough.
perspective.
Yeah, like I'm not in love with the open world idea. I do like the idea of side quests, because there's certainly a lot of scope there to do interesting things with interesting characters, like that are not necessarily, because the way the story was structured, where you with Collins is the head of the army, there was also like political figures. Like, so it was very split into like, he's the head of the army, this guy called Arthur Griffith is the head of the governmental, like the more political movement to get independence, right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely, like, I don't know if this was done, I'm sure it was because he was a politician, like you could definitely do jobs for, let's say, Arthur Griffith as well, to make stuff happen that would further his political cause, as well. So I don't want to cut off the idea of side quests. However, I'm not opposed to saying it's only semi-open world.
Okay. In that case, my judgment of it is probably like 7 out of 10, but it also like I expect it to be very not. I mean, Uncharted is action, but it's also like I want it to be the Last of Us Part 2 type of action, where there's blood and you can see like gruesomeness in it.
Particularly, I would be a fan for that particular.
Like, I don't want to see like fucking intestines pop out, but just
like, I understand.
But like not.
Yeah, you want the realism. Yeah. I think an important thing for gameplay wise would be, because I mentioned the guerrilla warfare, where it's very like slap bang quick, small amount of men need to take out a big amount of men. I think for a gameplay tech demo style thing, like the proof of concept for the gameplay, I would want to make an ambush. And what it would all be about design-wise is just nailing the feeling of we have less men, but we're getting them completely by surprise. Like that would be my ambition for like the first gameplay reveal, let's say, outside of a story trailer or whatnot. Is just like getting that feel correct. And maybe that would mean it's got to be first person as well. Like maybe the choice would have to be made to give that more realistic feeling of like you're in this space. It might have to be first person, which, obviously this is just a quick pitch, so none of the things I've said are set in stone. The one thing that I would like to keep is just a story, basically, right? Everything else, I'm saying, like, if it turns out that it doesn't work, like, let's cut it. Like, I'm not in love with any of the gameplay ideas except for the general, like, it's an adventure game, action adventure game. Yeah. You're an assassin, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. I've logged the scores there. So,
all right.
Who wants to go next?
Mom, you?
I mean, the idea that I have is Rob already knows about it, because it's like a game that and Nigel, you also know about it. So it's not really mine, but it's a game that I really want to make. The boy toy name in.
Wait, did you actually tell me this? I don't remember it.
Boy toy? I know we've talked about it, but I don't actually remember what it is. Is this Double D 3D or?
No. Okay. So a while ago, I think it was first year, Rob and I and Nigel.
Oh, yeah. Is this the group that we made?
Yeah.
The group project we were gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was mine and Ekin and Kevin's idea, right? With Raphael. Yeah.
But we elaborated on it, and I wanted to add something to it that you guys weren't a fan of. But if I was to do it myself, like if I was the director of the game, that's how I would do it. So it's basically about a little boy who loses his toys and then finds a portal underneath his bed where he goes and find his toys. And his toy, like he loses like 4 toys, and they're different. Like there's a chef toy, there's a teddy bear, there's a ninja toy. So every toy
I remember this now.
that he has to collect.
It's actually like, to cut you off, this was like partially my idea, so it's going to be difficult for me to score it low. But this is actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah.
So the idea is like every world where you have to collect the toy is like themed around that toy. So you go back, you go into the portal, and the guy who steals them all is called the Toy Master, and then you find out there's a backstory with the Toy Master. But
I think that's relevant. Can you elaborate? Like, if you don't remember, I can. But
no, I remember it. So
okay.
the Toy Master reveals himself to be like a kid who just didn't get any toys. So he becomes jealous of like other kids getting toys. So he just like invents this portal to like to steal all the toys and make them like basically slaves for him. And like the climax in like a giant playroom area with like a shit ton of it's just a cool game. So what I want
so mechanically though, what is it mechanically for people that don't know?
Okay, so if I remember correctly, there was a ninja. So that teaches you how to like maneuver.
What's the basic gameplay? Like just the base.
It's mostly.
Is it like what was the genre basically?
Yeah. It's how do you call a game like Mario Odyssey?
3D
platformer.
Is it a 3D platformer though?
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
we're gamers, dude. We know these.
A 3D. There's also another game called Going Under. It's also in that style as well, which is like 3D, but not top view and not asymmetrical. It's I don't know what to describe it. It's not even a platformer.
It's like Psychonauts. I don't know if you played it. Psychonauts? Anyone?
No. Yeah, it's a 3D. That is a platformer.
Yeah, that is a platformer.
That's what it's a 3D platformer. Yeah. That's what it is.
There's not a lot of platforming. It's mostly fighting. So like you fight in an area and then like you progress to another area where like the fights.
I can flash her then.
Yeah, kind of thing. And my idea was to make the game like first of all gory and the main character has a foul.
Yeah, I still fundamentally disagree with you about this.
Well, this is my.
Hey, it's his idea. Hey.
No, I know. I'm just saying. All right, I'll let you talk.
So you have a companion in the game, which is Ted. It's your teddy bear. That as soon as you go into the portal, he becomes Theodore, and his first words is like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like in front of a little kid, and what I just wanted to like get fucking the game with the squirrel. Was it Bad Day something for Ferk's Bad Day? What the fuck was it called? There's a game with a squirrel who is a foul mouth and also an alcoholic. That's
what? I remember that. I remember.
Wait,
Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Basically, I don't know what game we're talking about, but I guess what you're referring to is like the animal characters from The Wolf Among Us, like one of the little piggies.
It's called.
Wait, no, I know.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't play it, but like I always watched gameplays of it because it's like, oh, it's a game that I shouldn't be playing. There's a lot of cussing, a lot of stinky shit. And I also like the contrast of it, like being cartoonish style. So that's what I want to make. I want to make like another cartoonish style, like very looking kid-friendly game, but also just has a shit ton of swear words, like a lot of gore and like just. I know it won't be appealing to the mass audience, but
I think it could be a hard sell. Period. Like to get published even.
For me, in general, I don't want to make ideas that are popular. I want to make ideas that are either
Okay,
niche.
but like you want to make ideas that are releasable, right?
Well, it's still releasable.
Because of the contrast, because of the story and the
Well,
genre.
just because you're actually playing as a child, that's risky, to be honest.
It's
But
not.
like
Well,
even
it's not going to be released for children. It's going to be, of course.
no, I know, but
ages.
you're actually playing as a child.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it may they're like even Steam would take that down. I think
How did Alice Madness release?
you're
You
not
guys
a
play that
child.
game?
You're not a child in that.
You're aren't you a child? Aren't you like
I know,
you're not a child? You're like a teenager, but still.
She's like, but she looks like a grown up, right? So
Put a beard on a kid. I don't fucking know.
anyway, let's come on. Anyway,
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. That's my pitch.
so Toy Boy. All right, I can go first. Yeah, obviously I like the initial idea. The issue I have is, of course, that I don't think it's sellable. I don't mean popular. I just mean I don't think it's sellable at all. Like, not that there will be people that will play it. I just feel like it will get taken off the marketplaces. You would have to put it out there for free. Is my issue.
Okay.
On your own website, distribute it yourself. So that's a negative for me. I also just don't think that it's necessary. Like, I think the game is really solid without it. And I think it's just sort of like ultra violence and vulgarity for the sake of it. Like, yeah, it's funny, but I think after a while it's just, okay, that's what it is. And I think the game alone has broader appeal and is still equally as good without it. So for that reason, the original idea, I would give it 9. I'm going to bump this down to a 7.
Cool.
Just because of the issues with, I just think that adding the stuff that you added on top is a bit excessive.
Cool.
All right. I disagree with Rob. So okay, I think this game is sellable, Rob.
So by sellable, I don't mean would people buy it. I just mean
What do
releasable.
you mean?
I mean
Why?
releasable
Why would it be releasable? Because of the
because
themes?
it's really controversial. Yeah, the themes that it explores while playing as a child.
But there's also games like Postal who are successful now.
Yeah, but you're not playing as a child.
Well,
Trust me, I know you don't think it's a big difference, but in the US, people would lose their fucking mind.
then
Trust me.
we'll make it.
I get it.
Europe
Well-
exclusive then.
We're gonna sell it in Australia.
Even dude, they're so strict on game ratings there. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They're insanely strict there.
I think.
I don't think it would be releasable by the USK, which is the German ratings board as well. Like I don't think they'll pass it. They're very strict too. It wouldn't be releasable in Japan, Australia. They would allow it to release in the US, but it would be wildly unpopular. So yeah, I'm actually thinking of reducing mine to even a 6 now. Yeah, I'm changing my score to a 6 because you persuaded me that I actually think that that's even more of a negative point. So sorry, I won't interrupt anymore.
No, it's fine. So, okay, my opinion is if you actually touch up on the story a bit more, maybe make the character.
Well, you didn't elaborate at all on what the Toymaster story was, which I think you should, to be honest.
Elaborate a bit on it.
I just said.
Well,
that.
you didn't explain what his that he was actually just rejected as a child, and this is he was poor, he didn't get the toys he wanted, he was a reject, all this stuff,
I
Well, you just said. I think he said it.
Yeah, I
Like
said
a bit
Oh, okay.
summarized. Very summarized, though.
Okay.
I think it could be sellable if you manage to show the people what you actually. Here's the thing. I think people will always create controversy around a game that has this kind of weird topics and characters and whatnot. I think if you touch up a bit on the story, or maybe think of something of the character, I don't know. I don't know why people would find it weird for.
I
to play
also
as a kid.
don't. That's just the way it is. It's the reason
But
you can't.
there are some games. There are some games that you play as a kid.
But it's the reason you can't kill children in games as well. It's the same thing. It's the same.
Wait, you didn't. Wait, Mom, did you mention that? That you're gonna kill?
No.
No. But you're murdering something as a child. That's the thing. I just feel like it's too controversial. You're killing things as a kid. If it's going to be gory and stuff, I just don't think that'll fly. Another thought I just had is I don't think the sympathetic villain is going to work with that stuff in as well. To me, it becomes, and I'm persuading myself to lower the score again now, but I won't. I'll leave it at 6. To me, it turns the game from this sort of thoughtful Toy Story-esque style thing into.
But with a very gruesome twist, a very dark twist.
No. I don't think it's like that at all anymore. I think it's that, but it could be that. But like what you've done with it, and like this is kind of harsh. I'm trying not to like be. This is purely about the game. It's not about your idea. I think it turns it into a meme.
Into a meme?
Meme sells. Meme sells, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm not. When I say whether it's sellable, I'm not talking about whether it's sellable en masse. I'm saying whether this is going to create a shitstorm. You know, and whether it's actually releasable. You know.
Okay. I get you. I know what you mean.
So yeah, that I want to put it to a 5, but I'm going to leave it at 6.
So, okay, again, my opinion is that if you touch up on the story a bit, maybe change the character. You don't play as a kid, you play as another toy, like the most valuable toy of that kid that's going to save his other toys or something. I think the game has a very interesting story and very fun. I think it could be...
But how does the gore and the gruesomeness not ruin that for you?
It doesn't. People like these things, dude.
But it's so... It's so...
If you make it very goofy, if you make it very goofy, if you make the gore, in my opinion, part of the comedy or just part of the...
human gore inside of toys. Of course, it's going to be like gore related to the toy itself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you like emphasize on the funny part of these things and just the whole like world building, if you manage to play around with it a bit and then add the gore as in, not gore, actual gore, but like these very like brutal moments as part of the joke, because you're playing this kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could sell. It could really remind people of these very old 3D platformers that were gory but very cartoonish again. You know what I mean? So you got a game like Mad World. We might find it real quick. It's called Mad World. It's from the Nintendo Wii. Super cool art style, but super gory. But it's all hidden between.
It's like
like
the black and white.
The black and white, yeah, because it's made to look like a comic book, like illustrations, but it's executed pretty well. There's a lot of brutal moments, but it's all you can barely see what the hell is happening because of the filter or whatever artistic expression they had. I think it's an interesting and just like an interesting world in this kind of market. I don't know. I think that's my opinion on it. I'll give it I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10 also. If you think of also pretty cool mechanics with it, some cool fighting stuff. Because if it's going to be hack and slash, people really want to emphasize on like making combos, making like crazy stuff with it. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
All right. Oh, wait, I forgot to put the total in.
So how much is the total now between you?
14 out of 10. I left it mine at 6, but it could be a 5, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it has come to my idea now, my pitch. All right. So, fellas, get ready for this. All right. Imagine. Are you ready for this?
We're ready.
And you're done now.
I'm ready.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Mad Max plus Battle Royale, the game, but specifically a part of the mechanic of the game.
Was kind of ass, to be honest. But, yeah.
Hey, shush. Plus Battle Royale. Okay, listen, this is what I got. So in Mad Max, the game, not the movie, I really had fun driving the car around because you can do a lot of stuff while driving the car because you have like this weird person, which I don't know, like a weird deformed guy. This part of this world, of course, and he helps you. When you drive the car, he helps you. Kill the other, enemies that are also driving with you, trying to stop you. It was super fun, but that's the thing, though. Like that mechanic really captured the essence of Mad Max because it's a lot of like scrapyard battles and stuff like that. But imagine, in the visual style of, let's say, a more cartoony Overwatch kind of stylized realism style. And Battle Royale. So you build your own car. You think of very cool like weapons, like gear and whatever, and you battle out in this like a big open space. And till the last car is standing. So you've got a lot of bumps. You also have like a partner in the car that you can choose. Maybe he has different abilities. Maybe this partner will help you out in a different way. Could give you more health. Could repair faster. I don't know. You think of that, and you put I don't know, like 30 people in one map, fight it out. I think it works pretty well. Simple. It's gonna cost 15 euros.
Is it gonna be
Lots of expandability. New maps. That's a lot of money. New seasons.
Is it gonna be
Go
the
ahead.
same hand-to-hand combat as in Mad Max, the game?
Well, not
I
necessarily.
assumed you fought in the vehicles, though.
You fight with the vehicles,
So
but there's a lot of like cool stuff.
It's like Twisted Metal, but in battle.
A little bit, a little bit,
So
yeah.
there's no like person fighting. You just play with the car.
No, you play the car. You just play the car, but you can choose a person, like a partner, like in Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot choose a partner in Mad Max. But you have a partner that helps you out while you drive the car, so he can like repair the car for you, shoot other people with some stuff. You can do that in that game, but you can choose a partner. So basically, the partner could be another character or something. I'm just shooting out ideas, but I think combining these two ideas could be a very sick game for like in the long term. Because recently there was a game for the PS5 called Destruction All Stars, so it's kind of the same thing, but it's more character driven. Because you choose a character, the character has a specific car, and you drive with that. And it's again like Twisted Metal, you beat each other up with a car. But mine is Battle Royale, so it's gonna have more stuff in it. So, in terms of marketability, I think, not marketability, but like in long term, we can add more gear, more interesting weapons, new maps, crossovers. I don't know, Twisted Metal crossover, Rocket League crossovers. Guys, think about it. This is $1 million game right here. 15 euros. It's a cheap entry.
So where do you get the number? Where do you get the 15 euro price tag out of?
Well, because I think on launch it won't have a lot of stuff.
Okay, but like, how much do you think it's going to cost to make this game?
I don't know. How the fuck should I know? We're just pitching out ideas.
Then don't pull a number out. Then don't pull a number out of your ass.
But, well, listen. Like, if we make the game simple enough so that people can buy it,
then just make it free, right? Just make it free to play.
Yeah, could be free. Yeah. Or maybe we can have a little price entry, like a price for entry. You know what I mean? €5.
I mean, if you were able to make it as fun as Twisted Metal, I think your game can survive free, because then you can like sell the weapon upgrades or like the skins or the gear as a separate thing. But
if I take the battle pass like scheme or method, or I don't know how you call it, I think it could sell a lot. Like, you can sell the skins separately, but have a battle pass that also gives you skins and stuff like that. Like Apex Legends, for example.
I like the idea, because like there hasn't been a game like Twisted Metal since Twisted Metal, basically. And I remember how fun it was, even playing like co-op and like split screen on a fucking shitty screen. It was still so much fun. So I think adding that up with the Mad Max idea and like the open worldness kinda of like the desert,
yeah,
I think that might work, because like in the Mad Max game, I haven't played it, but I did not see that there was a lot of focus on vehicular like battles in it.
Oh yeah, there is a lot. Yeah.
But I think a game just dedicated for that would be really cool. So I really like the idea. I think if you nail the mechanics right, then you can just put it out for free, because then you'll like, yeah, then the mechanics will speak for like how much fun the game is, instead of like putting it behind a paywall.
That could be a thing, and I could, like, if hypothetically I had like a company and stuff like that and I had the budget, I could make it for free, but then I might have to keep out a lot of the content that's gonna come out, and not, you know what I mean, just separate it from launch, and then when I launch the game, I'll add the other content a little bit in.
Like, it opens the door also for like a lot of collabs, just like what Fortnite is doing with like Marvel now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like a lot
of Fortnite has some very weird collabs, man. How the hell? Why would you put Alien in it? It's weird.
Travis Scott, dude.
A lot of kids are
and
Travis. I want to play as that guy John Wick from Fortnite.
Yeah, that, and who? Do you guys see the Pokemon concert, the virtual Pokemon concert with Post Malone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
see that, but
Weird collabs happening.
yeah.
You can do
I think
it with Optimus Prime in this one.
But I think we're so out of touch with what the kids like these days. But either way.
I feel like I am.
But yeah, that was my pitch. I think there's a lot of room for like improvements in terms of mechanics, but I want that feel to be in it.
All right, come on. What's your score?
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
10. All right. So here I've got a couple of scores that I will give, and then I'll give my overall score. I got a couple of things because there's aspects of it that I want to rate individually. I think. Well, there's just two things I want to rate basically. There's like the marketability of it. It's like a 9 out of 10. The potential to make money is a 9 out of 10. However, for me, I don't think it would be that fun. I don't think I would play it, to be honest. So that's like a 5 or 6 out of 10 for me. So overall, it's a 7 for me. Just because I just don't think it sounds that fun. However, I do accept that people would play it. So overall, for me, it's a 7. Because I think money-wise, you're in a good spot. But
if I make it for free.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that requires more business, more market research. TBD. Yeah, either way, there's room to make money. I don't know why I said my score was 14 out of 15. Oh no, why your score was 14 out of 15. Well, it's 14 out of 20. So yeah, like I think that there's definitely scope to make a lot of money there. I think the kids would definitely play it. However, I just don't like the mechanically, vehicle battling, to me, would get old it sounds like it would get old very fast. So that's just justification for my score. So 15 out of 20 is a total for me and you, Nigel. So it's a tie.
It's a tie.
It's a tie at the top. Right. So I guess Humam just gets to pick which one he would play more. I guess which one he would prefer.
Go ahead, Humam.
Even though I like the story of Rob's game more, like it's more interesting, but because I like Twisted Metal myself, and because his game is free, then I will jump.
Well, I never said how much my game was going to cost. So
well, it's not gonna be free.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Are you
opening a new company, fellas?
Are you gonna hire writers and make a story game for free?
I'll write it.
So yeah, I will go with all due respect to your game, Rob. I'll go with Nigel's idea, just because I grew up.
Let's fucking go.
Jesus.
Got a strong disagree. Nice. I actually so overall, even though the score says Nigel, like the overall score is like Nigel 1, me 2, you 3. I think it actually goes even though you're the last, I think Toy Boy as a concept, the original one is actually first. Like the original concept of Toy Boy without the gore and stuff. Like, well, it would have actually finished first because I would have given it a 9, right? Like it would have actually, the original concept of Toy Boy would finish with 17 out of 20. So basically, Umam wins, not me. No, like I'm just saying, if he didn't ruin the. No, I'm joking. Okay. If he didn't change the idea so much, it would win for me. But I think right now, if I were to order it, I would say my game obviously first because it's my idea. Like that's just obvious, and then I would still do. No, it would be indeed. I would just swap me and you around. If we take the ideas as they were pitched, like I would still have Toy Boy at bottom. I get it. You're biased towards that idea. I'm biased towards my own idea, of course. This is the big difference. The big difference is I would not play the game I pitched is a game that I would play. The other ones I wouldn't. So
Nigel, does your game or your the pitch that you just did? Does the car show damage, kind of Burnout?
Hell yeah! It's gonna have the best car physics, best vehicle physics.
All right, then yeah, that
super cool maps.
That would be a sell for me. Yeah,
because in my opinion, it has in terms of I think production. When it comes to production, I think it could be nailed because you only have to think about just one thing about the cars. Are they gonna work? Are they gonna feel with a controller, with a keyboard? I don't know, just how they feel, how they play. I think one of my biggest concerns is how weapons will actually work and how would players heal themselves and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I think adding the partner will add more variety to it. Like you can
Exactly.
So I think an exciting mechanic for reparations is like there's mechanics around the map, and there would be like choke points basically. You know, like people like there would be maybe 1 or 2 mechanics around the map, and then people are always trying to like get there to repair themselves. But then it creates these like wars around where the mechanics are.
It could have like pit stops or something like that. Some weird like.
For example, just some choke point that people would go to get healed.
You can also
see that's what I mean.
You can also
go ahead.
No, I don't think it's like I wouldn't be opposed to working on such a game. It's just that I would never play it. You know.
Like, I know what you mean.
You can also like set traps for other cars, like mines or spikes and some shit, and then it will be all an ambush. That would be cool.
Yeah. See, you know that could be.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking. I gave it a very like skeletal version of my idea because I know we could think of more stuff if we had the time. But yeah, that was basically my pitch. This is what I
would totally work on any of these 3, to be honest.
Yeah, I would work on them as well.
I don't really care. I don't have a preference for working on any. Like, okay, I have a preference. Like, there are the games I would like to make. However, there's a tier below that where it's like I still like making any game, basically.
You want to have a very artistic direction.
Not even, to be honest. Like,
that's good.
The process is the same for me, and I enjoy it. You know.
Yeah.
However, I will enjoy the end product more if it's something that I want to work on. That's the only difference. Like, I still give the same effort and care and try and improve it as much as possible, no matter what it is, whether I enjoy it or not. But, you know, like, the one I picked is one I would place proudly on my windows, on my fireplace, or what, you know what I mean? Like, the other ones is like, it's cool, I worked on this. But they're not going to be like front and center of like I want to do something like one thing like that ever that I could work on, and then I'll have it, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So imagine winning a BAFTA afterwards. Wouldn't that be cool? Best storytelling. Hey, didn't Cyberpunk win a BAFTA?
Like an award? No, normally BAFTAs only go to British game companies.
If Cyberpunk won a BAFTA, I'll be.
Wait.
That would be.
Well, to be honest, the character design doesn't deserve an award. To be honest.
Do they have?
They got nominated for a BAFTA.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2027.
For what? What one?
For oh no, hold on.
Probably narrative, right?
Cyberpunk received BAFTA. Oh my god, stop with the ads. Hold on a sec. Let me just disable my stupid ad block. Christ. So, Cyberpunk received BAFTA nominations for artistic achievement and narrative. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, it looks really good on platforms that can run it. It looks amazing. So
yeah, absolutely. Characters look sick. Absolutely deserve the part. Deserve the nomination. Yeah. Either way.
All right. So watch out for what I've titled here: Mad Max Battle Royale. Coming to stores near you whenever Nigel gets in a position of power. All right. I had nothing else on the agenda today except for Hall of Fame. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Come to your mind?
No, I think we can just jump into the Hall of Fame picks.
Someone's eager.
Oh,
all right.
I got a good one this week though.
We're
very
almost
excited.
an hour in, so like.
Yeah, and we have till 11, right? Like you said.
Yeah,
so.
I know. But we're an hour in, so like, if we jump into the Hall of Fame, that will also take like half.
Well, I feel like 15 minutes probably, but anyway. All right, let's not argue about segment time. All right, so I'll start. So my nomination for the Hall of Fame is my new bike.
Oh.
Because it's amazing. And just to wrap it, so like, welcome to the Hall of Fame. If you haven't watched before, where we basically each nominate something that's topical in our lives, or just whatever we may want to put in our GMCT Hall of Fame. You can go to Humam's Instagram after the show. He'll go for the 21st 24 hours after we upload the episode. You can go vote for which one you want to go into the Hall of Fame, and we'll reveal the answer next week.
You mean in the next podcast?
In the next episode, next month. So my nomination, of course, like I said, is my new bike. So backstory. I got a couple of stories to go with this. So we all in the Netherlands at least heard about the riots. The corona measure got introduced. There was a curfew at 9 o'clock. The weekend or 2 weeks after that, there was riots in many cities. They sort of sparked off between Amsterdam and Eindhoven. The first few, they got violent in Eindhoven first. That's where I live. My bike was in the city centre. It got burned or stolen. Either way, what happened was after the riots, the city was pretty fucked up. I went into the city to get new glasses, and I checked if my bike was there, and it was not there. So anyway, that's the reason I had to get a new bike. So ordered one online. All cool. Came. I had to put the pedals on, align the handlebar, simple stuff with some simple tools. So no problem. Cool. Haven't ridden it that much, probably 6 or 7 times. But I went. Yeah, it's a good bike. However, this is why it should be in the Hall of Fame, because it was bueno in one situation earlier. So basically, I went to a friend in a different city, so I parked my bike at the station. Went there for one night, came back. Got on my bike, started to cycle away, pedaling. Then I noticed my left foot at a point didn't hit anything. It didn't hit, there was no pedal underneath my left foot. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So I stopped the best I could, looked down, no pedal attached to my, the part that, just the plastic pedal, the part that spins was still there, the metal part, but there was nothing attached. So I was like, okay, has that just, not been there since, did someone steal one of my pedals? Has that just not been there today, when I came back? Or did it just fall off? So I walked back, because I got a bit far, I got probably 50 meters away, so I went back, and there was the pedal just, chilling on the ground. I tried to get it back on. The hole is it's too big now for the screw that keeps the pedal on. It just doesn't fit in. So I had to cycle home using one pedal and then just resting my foot on the metal bar and spinning the bar with my foot instead of having actually anything to rest it on. So I live about a 6-minute cycle away from the city. It took me almost 20 minutes, and I was covered in sweat because I basically pedaled home, which is 2 kilometers, with one foot on one leg. So my bike goes into the Hall of Fame for being fucking useless.
Well, you managed to fix it.
Not yet.
But is it fixable?
It's for sure fixable. I just have not fixed it yet. It just wasn't fixable with my bare hands. That's all. While I was at the station, and I had to get back because the curfew was soon. And I also I bought food as well, which was warm, that I wanted to eat when I got home. So I was like, okay, fuck it, just gotta go. So yeah, my shitty bike is a nomination for the Hall of Fame.
God, why did I applaud it in the beginning? So my nomination is banana bread.
Banana bread, okay.
Because Kalina has, the past couple weeks, she's been making banana bread, but she's been improving it every time. And I get to be the test subject, and it's amazing. Every time she nails it. And I've never eaten banana bread until she made it. So big shout out to my girlfriend Kalina for making banana bread. And you guys have to try it. It's so good and easy to make.
Tell her to make us some banana bread then.
If you guys come over to grow now. But
I will never return.
Exactly, you guys will never come. I can bring.
I think I may turn to dust. Well, we'll talk about that after we finish recording. All
right.
I think I may turn to dust if I step foot in Gurno again. Okay,
we can buy Tyrone to say it. The black dude.
Which one?
We can buy the black dude.
Whoa. No. Oh my God, no. Whoa. What was his name? Oh, I'm so
I would have thought, as a person of color, you'd be more sensitive, Nigel.
Cut this, someone, please, for the love of God. Cut what I said.
That's racist.
That sounded super bad. Cut it, please, for the love of God.
It'll be. Oh, come on.
No, it's not fun. Who is the dude? He was a meme. He's a meme. He's this African dude. He just tells
you think you are going to graduate from this college without kissing my coat? We should get back to that.
His name, Big Man Tyrone. I don't
know who you're talking about, though.
Oh my God! He's famous. He's a famous meme. What he does, he takes.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
He takes requests from people to say random stuff.
Oh, this guy!
And he just says it.
How much does he charge? Because we should totally do it.
He's on Fiverr. So
I don't know. He's on fire. Yeah, just
Okay,
ask
Big
him.
Man Tyrone. Big Man Tyrone.
His name
Fiverr.
is great.
He's a cool
I
dude.
found him.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
40 euro. No, is it 300 euro? No, 40 euro. I think. Let's see.
He will do an authentic spokesperson video with a monitor, so I think it's this
I
one.
don't want that though.
He will.
All right, I will. Because it's only welcome to the GMCT.
He will write an
Central
investment
Station.
or loan business plan, including market research. I mean, I don't know.
Damn.
Maybe he's pretty good at it, but like, why would I hire him to like hire a random guy to like? And he
So
says
like,
he's a
only not
world-class video actor, so he's not, he doesn't even say that he's like fucking good with business or marketing.
It's only 9 words. So I may message him and just ask him. Yeah, I will. I'm going to message him later and ask him like, hey, like, do you have a different price for audio, or is it the same price for like audio, video? Doesn't matter.
No, it needs to be him. It needs to be the video.
And it's
No,
with
it's
with a
we just have the
monitor,
voice
so
of
we
it.
can send him the GMCT picture that
Oh
we
yeah,
have
true.
now. and
Okay,
then-
yeah. So it's 40 euro. We all put in 13 euro each. We can get it.
Let's think about it after the
Think
podcast.
about it. All right. He's wearing a suit. Okay. So Nigel, banana bread. Do you have anything to add about banana bread?
No, it's just very good. I encourage everyone to bake one.
Potato man. Sorry, there's a lot.
What the hell was that?
Homer's trying to sneak in somewhere, and he's my inductee from last time, Homer Simpson.
Yeah, best character
Yeah,
of all television.
he was trying to sneak in to something somewhere, and then he's like trying to find a disguise. He just picks up a sack of potatoes and puts on a hat, walks up to the door. I feel like it's to a U2 concert that he's trying to sneak into. And he just goes up to the...
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's a U2 concert, so he picks up a sack of potatoes with a hat because they're Irish, walks up to the security guard and just goes, "Potato man," and the security guard goes, "Oh my god, where have you been?" And then lets him in. Anyway, Humam, your Hall of Fame nomination.
All right. Mine is The Boys, the TV show.
The Boys. Okay.
I've talked also about a TV show the last time. The reason I'm nominating again because I watched the pilot recently again, and one of my friends is watching it now, and he's like marking out bro to me about like everything that is going on. And I believe that it's a show that is extremely underrated because
I don't think it's underrated.
well,
I think it's sufficiently rated.
well, it's to you. That's your
No, I think in the wider world it's sufficiently rated.
Well, most of the people that I've like talked to about it were really like into it, except you.
Exactly. So
just
it's
you.
I'm really into it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You're not as into it as the other people that I know. Like you're
Okay,
not-
but that means it's sufficiently rated.
What is sufficiently rated?
If something is underrated, it means people don't like it and it's really good.
No, I'm not saying people don't like it. I meant like people don't know about it. Like it's not.
People know about it though. It's
Not really.
I haven't watched it.
Not really.
I disagree with you that it's underrated.
Not really. A lot of people. Just
My camera, my phone. I don't have any more battery. So
Okay, well just leave. Don't stop shaking your camera. Leave it the way it is.
Nice frame.
No, fucking no.
Leave it the way it is, please. It's good. Oh, bruh. What the fuck?
You could have
I was
left
putting
it-
lip balm.
You could have left it there, and that
You
would
should
be
have left it there.
The end of
No,
the
it
podcast.
does it automatically on my bad.
All right, well, just put it. Come on, just in the edit, just put it there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fuck! It's such a weird frame.
Exactly.
Okay. Anyway, I disagree. I think it's a really great show. Like it's in my top probably 15 to 10 shows ever. So I really like it. I don't know why you think I don't really like it, but I think it's very rated.
I'm nominating it because a lot of people are fans of The Boys, Butcher and Frenchie mostly.
I don't like Butcher. I think he's a cunt.
And a lot of people are missing out. I mean, missing out on, in my opinion, the best or the most complex character in the show, which is Homelander.
Kimiko. No, Kimiko, what are you doing? I don't know why he sounds like Mexican now. Anyway, you got to read the subtext a lot, and I think the subtext of The Boys is about sex.
Yes. And I'm not gonna
Anyway.
add anything after that.
Homelander.
No, I'm just gonna leave
You
it.
done? That was a joke, but I genuinely think a lot of it is about sex.
I think so.
Like, they all have some weird sex shit, you know?
Yes.
Homelander's got it. All right.
Levitating sex, breast milk.
Breast milk.
Having
sex with a 100-year-old woman.
And also with a dude who is shapeshifting into his crush.
Sexually harassing a woman.
And also being into himself.
So, I don't know if you knew this, sorry, Human, but I'm going to spoil something that happens in like one of the first episodes, Nigel. So if you don't want to hear it, mute me.
Yeah.
So spoiler warning for the boys, and genuinely a trigger warning as well, man.
Yeah.
So the scene. So obviously, you know the scene where like, what's the guy's name again? The aquatic guy.
Butcher.
No, the aquatic guy. The aqua guy. The deep. So you know the scene with the deep, like forces. Why can't I think of her name? I can't think of any character's names now. Starlight to suck his dick, right?
Yeah.
Where he rapes her basically. Yeah. Well, in the comic book of the boys, that's a gang rape where all the men in the seven come and rape her. Like, what the fuck?
I know.
What the hell?
Yeah, they toned it down a lot because like there's also another scene from Homelander where like it's said it's his most gruesome scene in the comics where he kills, trigger warning, kills a pregnant woman and then eats the dead fetus.
Fuck.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show
though. Minus that.
Yeah, no. Like that's partially like. Because you know which characters that they are, you know? Yeah. Like, Homelander is Captain America. Like, it's like Captain America / Superman. Just like the leader, you know? He's like, he embodies those two characters. And, like, the Deep is Aquaman and, like, the Flash. Like, it just shows you, it's like sort of like, these are the repercussions for superheroes.
Yep.
Basically.
I also like the fact that they're like the elite and, like, it's almost treated as a corporation. Like if you're like in the elite, then you'll be in the 7, which is like the Avengers basically. But like there's a shit ton of superheroes around the world just like working independently, and then like you can just do an audition to be in the 7, and you'll have like a PR team and a marketing team, and it's fucking ridiculous, but I also like it. I like there's I don't know why I laughed at it, but one of the storylines is one of the marketing guys for the 7 had sex with an old soup that like freezes when she has an orgasm. So his penis like gets frozen and he gets cut off. And it's a scene where he's like in like group therapy and he's talking about it. But I don't know why it looks so funny and it sounds so funny. Which is the same guy who was in the pilot episode of It's Always Sunny. My last podcast inductee.
Oh yeah. All right. So the 3 nominations to recap are My Bike, Nigel's Girlfriend's Banana Bread, and The Boys from Humam. So please head over to Instagram /unhumam.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. Please vote. We will reveal the answers next time. Maybe if anyone has any funny remarks about them, you could leave a little comment box there as well. Read some of them out. You could send some.
If you're a girl, then you can send some money. If you're a boy, send nudes, please.
Send a picture of your ass, please. Not the cheeks, just the whole.
Yeah, send a picture of an unbroken ass so like Nigel can know the feeling of.
Yeah, Nigel.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
It's tradition in Bulgaria just to have a butt plug in from the age of like 9 months or something.
Jeez.
All right. Anything else you guys want to get on to before we call it a day on this podcast?
How's your hemorrhoids, Nigel?
It's doing well.
I had a burrito yesterday, actually, and my fucking shits have been frequent and watery today.
Yum.
Nigel was the one who sends fucking weird videos of a guy.
Yeah, Nigel's just.
You're the
What the fuck?
disgusting one.
What videos am I
The one
sharing?
where like,
What's
oh, put the phone down, and you can see how how you look on top, and then her plastic eye falls, and like a guy eats it. What the fuck is that shit?
Nigel actually just sends pictures of the porn he's watching. He's like, "Oh, hey guys, check this out. It's pretty hot." He's like, I spanked this 3 times today already."
I want us to share the same feeling, dude.
Hooked on a feeling, do 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 do. I'm high on believing, do 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 do.
Now
I guess we can wrap this up, fellas.
All right, let's wrap it up. Don't forget to smash the like button, decimate the subscribe button, fucking flick that notification bell,
And
subscribe.
Have a nice day.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Subscribe.
oh my god,
Check our links in the description. Link to our Instagram accounts, especially
It better be my Instagram account actually this time.
Rob's account is fairly accurate, so like you can.
Listen, you're sending unwanted negativity to that poor teenager.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I will see you next month. Peace out.
See ya. Peace.